Cyberboy, Chapter 2, by Jake Brown. "Good morning, sir," the humanless voice bellowed. The character awoke suddenly, thrashing his head up, immediately glancing at the HUD still casted on the ceiling from the night before. Noticing the time and realizing that he was not late for anything, he laid his head back down and caught a glimpse at the picture that lay at his bedside. He smiled upon seeing Sarkoza's face. For a brief moment, everything seemed fine. Then the feeling hit again like a freight train, and all the memories of the night before had come bombarding back into his brain. Getting out of bed, he put on his clothes, a black bomber jacket, his checkerboard Vans, a Beastie Boys t-shirt, and some jeans. Looking at himself in the mirror, he lit a cigarette and pushed a button on his key fob which brought his car out and opened the door. He got in. "What would you like to listen to this morning, sir?" a voice asked him as it flashed a wide display of music onto the windshield of the car, blinking rather aggressively. "How about some drugstore perfume, and then after that surprise me," the character said. The song started. What a badass one it was. He threw the old brick in drive and started off. The character looked at the time displayed on the windshield. 8:15, just 15 minutes before his first class. He winced. Going to school didn't sound all that enticing. He missed Sarkoza, but unfortunately that accomplished nothing for him at the moment. Seeing her would only hurt more than anything. As the music continued to pass through his ears, he became lost in a train of thought. What if she was right? Were his morals bullshit? He had always been incredibly reserved, as that's what was engraved into him by his father. Ultimately, though, what did his father know? Obviously, avoiding implants or replacements had not done him any favors, taking his fully human self at just 54 years old. At times, the extension of life seemed crude and unbearable. However, when the character thought of spending it with her, it didn't seem so awful. However, this then sent a chain reaction of thoughts which then plagued his mind with the thought of not having her by his side. Even for the allotted time of a human, it was unbearable to imagine. "I wonder what she's up to now," he thought. "I need her. I need to show her I can change." "Hey," the character said suddenly, "set a new track for Goroid's implants and repairs." "Rerouting," the voice spoke. A map flashed onto the right side of his windshield, showing his destination. The character pulled the brick up and got out, allowing it to park itself right across the street from Goroid's. He had heard about this place from Obi. This was where he always went for upgrades. Based on looks, this place wasn't anything special. However, the cost was cheap, and being a college student, the character didn't have much in the sense of cash. A girl suddenly walked around the corner, though she looked to be more machine than woman. "You a newcomer?" "Yeah," the character said. "Good to meet you," she said, extending her right hand. He reached out and shook it. "Goroid," she said. "I handle all body subs and implants. You interested in some?" "Perhaps," he said. "I really just wanted to—" "Let me guess," Goroid said, cutting him off. "You're a scholar." "Yeah, one of those real nerdy types." "What?" the character exclaimed, looking confused. Not that she was wrong, but how could she tell? "Come on, don't deny it. Anyone who comes in that's a classical musical listener always tends to be here for some kind of academic reasons," she said, pointing to his Beastie Boys t-shirt. The character said, "I'm here to change." He still wasn't sure if the decision he was making was the right one, but honestly, fuck it. "I can start you out with what most people get," she said, with a smirk on her face. There was an awkward silence. "Ocular implants," she continued. "Great for studying and gets all the energy it needs off the potential difference signals originating from your nervous system directed to your brain. You'll feel no difference immediately, but you'll have perfect vision, along with the ability to zoom in and out, similar to that of a camera." "Do I need to set an appointment?" the character said after an awkward moment to himself, thinking over the decision. "Not at all. Just come over and sit down. I'll take care of it for you." The character sat down. He was out. After a while, he came to, noticing no differences with his eyes. "What do you think?" Goroid said. The character brought up the front camera of his HUD to see himself. He recognized himself, but his eyes were different. Way different. Yellow, rather than his usual blue with black pupils. He couldn't help but smile. Not only because the implants actually looked kind of badass, but also he felt he took one more step to winning back Sarkoza. But this step was also one step away from God's creation, into his inevitable destiny, the Cyberboy.